Hello friends, good evening. This is Bhupati. This is part 15 link video. In the last video we saw how to write the link queue using group by operator, and we are going to write the same code in this video but using invoke code activity, and we are going to use C# code. But before we write that query, I would like to cover these topics: what is var data type in C# and when to use anonymous type in projection operator, that is select operator, and the syntax to perform link queue operations using C#. After covering this topic, if we look at the code we write in invoke code activity, then you can understand easily. Now I'll open the online compiler .NET Fiddle. I am going to initialize integer array 1 2 3 4 7 8. Okay, now it is a data source. Now we are going to use var data type. Actually, this data type is introduced in C# and it can hold any data, that is it can hold integer or string or character or even the link result. And once the link result saved in this data type, it can use for each loop to display the values saved in this query variable. Now if you look at the example, you will understand. Now we are going to use link queue on this data source int array dot var. Okay, we need to use system dot link queue namespace. Now we will have access to var extension method. I'm going to use the lambda expression to know the integer values having greater than 5. Okay, so this is a lambda expression to know the integer values which is greater than 5, and it is written in C#. It is same as we write in VB.NET. This is we write in VB.NET, but in C# we use the lambda operator, and this is the syntax for that. This is C# and this is VB. Now I already told this variable what kind of data the variable type can be hold will be determined during runtime. Okay, now it can also hold the result of this query in this var data type. Now we can display the result in this query using for each loop. For each item in query, again we need to use the var data type and console.writeLine. We just print the value. Okay, now if I run, you can see 678 will be displayed here. You can see the values is displayed. So the main thing is now you learn how we use the lambda expression in C#. In VB.NET we used to write query like this, but when you use invoke code we need to use the C# syntax, then only it will work. If you are convenient in VB.NET, then you can change the code in invoke code. That is, you have two options: either you can use VB.NET code or C# code. And then in C# only you can declare this data type, var data type, and it can hold the result of this query in this variable. Okay, and then you can use for each loop to display the values saved in this query. Okay, now we need to going to see anonymous type. When you need to select multiple fields using projection operator or select operator, then you need to use anonymous type. Let us see an example so that you can understand. Now I'll write a simple query from yes in int array, and we select values by adding 10 to each integer. Okay, now we display this using another for each loop. I've already explained where data type can hold any type of data. I will use very console dot write line. We now will run. You can see it is added 10 to each integer in this array. Okay, this is very simple select query, and we have not used any multiple fields here. Now I want to use multiple fields in the select operator. Then I need to use the anonymous type. Syntax for defining anonymous type is select new, and you need to define the properties. These properties can be any name you wish you can give. Now I want to know whether these numbers are even or odd. So I will give the property name as is even, and then is odd. Okay, even equal to yes, mod 2 equal to 0. Here is odd equal to yes, mod 2 not equal to 0. Okay, now you need to understand that this is the anonymous type we say in C#. Now I am using multiple fields in select operator, so I am using this anonymous type. You need to use the keyword new, and then you need to define the properties. These properties you will be able to access here using this variable. Now I will v dot, you can see the IntelliSense, you can see the properties you defined here is even, is odd, or is on even dot toString, comma v dot is odd dot toString. Now I will run. You can see it will be displayed as true false. That is, wherever even value comes, you can see it is displaying true. Wherever odd numbers are coming, it is displaying false. So this is a syntax for defining anonymous type. You need to use your own property name here, and the same property name you can access when you use for each loop to display the values saved in your query. Again, you can use the another keyword inside this for each loop where data type, and then this local variable. Using this variable you can access the property name and display the values. Okay, now we will go to UiPath Studio, and we are going to write the same linked query in the last video we seen using C# code. I'll write invoke code arguments dt underscore input data table dt invoice data. Our output data table is dt underscore output dt underscore temp. Now you can see here you have option to choose which language you wish to write the code. I will select C#, edit the code, where data type, I will give group query equal to from a in dt underscore input dot as a enumerable. So basically what we are going to do means we are going to calculate the amount for each department, but we are writing in C# code instead of writing the query in assign activity. That is the only difference. Now we need to group by department. Group A. So again, this is a range variable. When you convert the data table as enumerable, then this variable is like a for each row. It is contains all the collection of rows present in this data table. And also remember that we are using C# code, so your syntax also differs. Group A by A dot I will give some other name, rows group rows by rows dot field. So this is string, so I will give string. Now if you give curly braces, you are getting the column name. So our column name is department into group variable. Okay, so what we have done here, in the first line, these rows contains collection of rows in this data table, and in the second line we have just collecting all the keys of this department, that is all the key values. After grouping this department column name, we are collecting in this variable. Okay, now I want the key name and then corresponding amount. So using this group variable only, we will be able to access. Now I am going to use anonymous type because I am going to declare the two properties here. Department, this one property. In this property I am going to use group variable dot key. Okay, here sum or maximum amount equal to group variable dot here you comma sum, and here syntax differs. Yes, lambda operator dot field double column name amount. So now what I'm going to use, now you can just cross refer the query we write here. Okay, see, we write simple query and then we used anonymous type and we declare two properties here, is even is odd, and the same logic we are following here for anonymous type. Okay, now I'll use separator here for each variable item in group query. So basically using this variable only you will be able to access all the data, because it is the group variable always returning I grouping of I enumerable in the form of key and value pairs. Here key is the department that is you are trying to group, and then values is nothing but collection of rows. dt underscore output dot, now we are trying to add the value in data table. New object, I am going to add array of object into this data table directly. Item dot, you can see two properties whatever we have declared here, it is displaying here. Item department comma item dot maximum amount. Okay, that's it, we have completed the query. So what we have done here, first we used variable data type and declared a local variable group query. In the first line as usual we have write the query syntax, that is this rows is nothing but like for each row, and then we are grouping this department column name, and the result of that grouping will be saved in this local variable group variable, that is grp var, and then using this variable only we will be able to access the key and also the amount, because it contains a collection of rows for every key. Again I am using for each loop and adding the values to this data table. Now I will click on OK. Let's see any syntax error comes. Okay, no syntax error. Now I'm going to run. Let's check whether it is displaying the same result. Okay, we got the same output, that is it calculated the maximum amount for each department. And this text comma 1, I think it is some default value in the build data table. Okay, that's okay, fine, we can delete it, and it is displaying the result correctly. So this is the same query we wrote in invoke code activity. And if you like this video, subscribe and support our channel. Thank you.